Hello guys, once again it's Matt and today we have another video. Thank you all the members, all the patrons, make sure to subscribe and let's get into it. As you know, I always do prediction videos before the patch starts to basically come, right? Before the rotation of the patch. Normally I do two videos, one of them, or three actually, one of them talking about my previous prediction, the next one talking about my predictions for the next patch, and normally I do a close one that I talk about what I want from the next patch as well, which is normally not something realistic to come the next patch. So let's talk about my predictions. The first one, yes guys, the Su-24, I have to talk about this. It is, although the Soviets don't need a new bomber, don't need a new ground attacker, I don't think, especially at the 10.3, 10.7 region. I think it's fine the way it is, but with the addition of the F-111, which is another aircraft that technically wasn't needed, and remember guys, not all needed things are going to be added. You know, it's not because something is unnecessary that Gaijin will not add it to the game, right? So the Su-24 kind of relies on that same level of thinking as the F-111. They should have been added together with the Tornado. Of course, we would start with an early version of the Su-24, just like the F-111. So the normal, just Su-24 without designation, before the M variant, from the early 70s, right? That wouldn't have any type of guided weaponry besides the KH-23M, which is pretty much a bullpup, right? So on that regard, it would be basically the same as the F-111. It would carry a lot of bombs as well, a lot of missiles, or rockets rather, and it could defend itself. It is pretty interesting. I have a confirmation that this Su-24M was the first one to actually use a MAL systems like the F-111A that we have in game, but I don't know if the initial one had one as well. If it did, it could be having that as well. So they are very, very similar aircraft. They are interdictors, low altitude bombers that are made to fly below and deep into enemy lines, right? And I mean, as I said, we already have the F-111, we already have the Tornado, we have the Mirage 2000D, we have the JH-7. The only one missing, to be honest, is the Su-24. So it really needs to come. Of course, in the future, we can see more advanced variants for top tier, just like we would see with the F-111, with the F variant of the 111, or the Su-24M, or even more modern modifications of those aircraft later, right? So hopefully it's added, and I have a feeling that because they added the F-111, it might be coming, the Su-24 might be coming to the USSR as well in the next patch. The next one is 90s Fox 3 missiles. I think it is very likely that we will see these missiles coming, okay? I would be really, really surprised if we don't see it. It's not like they confirmed or anything like that. They most definitely did not. But there is something with the answers that they talk about, okay? They already kind of confirmed that they are working on it. There were multiple leaks with confirmations that they are working on these missiles. And remember, I'm talking about the M120, the R-77, maybe later the PL-12, which is not really from the 90s, but still. There's the Sky Sword, there is the Mecha missiles. There are multiple missiles from many, many nations that can be added, right? And remember, initially, most of these missiles would have a very, very, very similar performance from missiles that are already in the game. The initial M120s and the initial R-77s, they had basically around the same kind of range and, you know, performance on turning capabilities and stuff as missiles that we already have in game. And we can even say that depending on the missile, like the R-27Es, right, they could even be better than these missiles. It's already a matter of when and not if anymore. It's a matter of, it's kind of a needed kind of position, because remember, there are a lot of countries that will only have that to be added. You see, a country like the UK and the Swedish, for example, or something like that, there's not much else to be added. It is Fox 3 missiles with Fox 3 aircraft, capable aircraft. So I think it's very, very likely that we will see these missiles coming. And as it was already confirmed by Gaijin, they will only add these missiles when everybody receives those missiles, or at least a large majority of nations. So expect, in my prediction, I think it's very highly likely, right? I don't have any inside information, obviously, but I think it's very, very likely that we will see these missiles coming in a very big update with multiple aircraft being added, not aircraft for everybody, but at least missiles for everybody, right? And these missiles would be it. And the final one, my third prediction, is the Grippin, which is not even kind of a prediction. It's kind of just reading what it was kind of confirmed already by Gaijin. So, yes, guys, if you don't know, Gaijin kind of confirmed, like at the start of the year, apparently, that the Grippin is supposed to come in the next patch or in the patch after that. So we are very, very close to the Grippin. And it would make a lot of sense. Adding like 3 or 4 or even maybe just 2 or 3 90s aircraft like the Grippin, like a modification of a Tornado or maybe the Eurofighter, some other modifications of aircraft that are already in the game, stuff like that, together with the Fox 3 missiles that I talked about, would make a lot of sense. And it would basically be like we had last year in the last patch of the year, right? With the F-16s and the MiG-29s coming. But this time it would not enter in the 80s era anymore, but actually enter in really the 90s technology, right? Although we already have some aircraft that are from the 90s, and even later than that, like the SMT and even the F-16C, apparently the version that we have in the game is from the early 2000s as well, just like the SMT. So we already are kind of joining that position. So completing the nations with more aircraft like that would make a lot of sense, together with the missiles. And of course, the main thing would be the Grippin, in my opinion. The Grippin is a missile, an aircraft that, as I said, it was kind of confirmed that it is coming. There's basically nothing else that can come to the Swedish Tech 3 besides the F-18, or they adding the Fox 3 missiles, or the RB-99 or the M120, right, for the vegan, the DV vegan that we already have, which is doubtful that it will only be something like that. So at least an F-18 or the Grippin, I think, will come, but the Grippin, I think, it's the most likely for the Swedish. And these are my 3 predictions. Hopefully I'm right. Normally I get 1 right, 1 half right, and normally I get 1 wrong. So if I do get 1 right, 1 wrong, and 1 half right, which of these ones would you like to see being added? And what do you think I am going to actually get wrong or not? Let me know in the comments. I see you guys on the next one. Make sure to subscribe, and bye guys. See you.